Morning everyone, this is Dan with Senior E-Bike Nation. I normally ride my bike in video, but I got some ice and snow on the trail, so I decided to do a little hiking today and do a little video of the hike itself. I'm actually at a place called Carriage Hill Metro Park. It is about a 3-mile trail that I typically do a couple, 3 days a week. My sister and I will go, but today I'm doing this solo, and I just wanted to get out of the house a little bit today because since I retired last year, it's kind of boring. So I like to hike a lot, and then able to get exercise. I turned 70 years old last November, and I just want to stay active as I can. And last week I was on my bike. I was doing my normal 30-mile ride and my e-bike, and as I was coming back on the segment of the ride, I slipped and fell in the snow on the trail, which my wife wasn't too happy about. She warned me not to go at all, but you know how that goes. So I sprained my MCL ligament a little bit, but that's about a week ago now, and it's feeling a lot better. So I wanted to get out and do a little hiking today. Now, with the hiking itself, I've got ice spikes on. I don't know if you can see them on my boots here, but they really help in this type of environment. And also, as you can see, I'm using trucker poles. Really gives you good balance, and so you don't slip anywhere. But I'll tell you, these ice spikes really help a lot, because they can keep you from falling in many situations. And not fun to fall on this asphalt. But, you know, once we get off the asphalt, we're going to be crossing a little river, or I'm sorry, a little lake here. And as soon as I cross the boardwalk up here, there's a little park shelter restroom area, and then we'll head down the levee to get into the woods. But it's a really good little hike. It's only 3 miles long, which is plenty for a lot of people. A little too much for some people, but you can build up to it. And to be out in here in nature, and we see deer occasionally out here. The lake's frozen over now. It's about 32 degrees out here, so it's not real cold. A little bit of breeze, but not bad. But it just allows me to get out and enjoy nature. The hiking, my sister and I took this up back in 2014, and in that year alone we hiked like 11 or 1200 miles, just all the local trails we have here in the Dayton, Ohio area. We're blessed to have many trails that are well kept, and some are moderately difficult, a lot of them are easy, and then you got some that are not so easy. So like I said, back in 2014 we got a lot of miles in. I try to do 3 days a week doing this if I can get my sister out with the weather. That gives us about 9 miles a week just hiking the local trails, and usually the other 3 days a week I'm biking. And it's really fun to do both of them. I've been doing both of them now for quite a while, but it gives you something to do during the wintertime. Actually, in the summer I do this all year long. But as you can see, I'm coming down here on the lake here, and it's like I said, it's pretty much frozen over now. And then we just crossed by this little area up here, picnic area, and then you can see the levee over there. That walks us down into the woods. I'm not sure I'm gonna do my 3-mile hike today since I've had this knee injury. It feels pretty good, but with that said, I don't want to do too much. And it's just good to take your time and don't put too much pressure on any injured knee, shoulder, you know, anything that you've injured. You don't want to get out and overdo it, especially at our age. I mean, we tend to think we're 25 still, mentally, and I do that. But physically, I consider myself very healthy. I've been able to take care of myself over the years, and it really helps getting out doing stuff like this. As you can see down here, the lake is not real frozen. It's probably not very thick. I wouldn't want to try to walk on it, which somebody did, as you can see. I just don't understand people that do that. But it's pretty shallow right there. You're not going to go far. But I certainly wouldn't want to get really wet either. That doesn't end for a good day when it's cold out. But it's very sunny out today. Very little breeze. And I encourage people our age and older, I'm 70, I consider myself getting older, obviously, to really get out and do things like this. Walking is pretty inexpensive to do. As you can see here, they got an area marked off here that obviously they got some caution tape there that people probably shouldn't walk on that. But there again, people are, especially the younger kids, you know, you think you're invincible, you can just do anything. I remember a kid when I was small. We had a little pond that was local to our neighborhood, and he drowned. He got onto the ice, thought it was okay, and he went under, and nobody could get to him. I wasn't there at the time, but the story came out pretty quick, and the kid was only like 9 years old, maybe 10. So it goes to show you, you've got to respect this stuff. As you can see, it looks like I've had some hikers in front of me today. I don't see any trucker poles, indentations in the snow, so I don't see where anybody's had their truckers. I kind of like doing it in the snow. Gives you good balance. And there again, it just makes it easier in case you slip or something. The trucker poles will keep you from not falling. And as you can see, ice skate and ice fish at your own risk. I thought this time of year they would keep people off the ice, but I guess not. Obviously can't take any bicycles down here. Or all bass must be released. Never have fished this lake at all. I see people down here in the summertime fishing all the time. So there's definitely fish in it. This is the little levee I was talking about that gets us down into the woods. It's probably about 600-700 yards long. Then we'll take a right turn into the woods, and the trail is really marked well. Of course, I've done this so many times now I could probably do it on my sleep. And there's shorter trails than the 3 mile. You can do mile and a half. And then, as you can see up there on my left with all that grassy area, there's a little, there's some markings for just going around that. But I kind of like get down into the woods so I can, just to see the different things going on this time of year. I mean, this is February the 7th. We're in the dead of winter, obviously. But I think that, especially when you do things like this with riding a bike or exercising and hiking and time in the winter goes so much faster. It allows you to just to look back and in retrospect, you know, about nature and how beautiful it is, what God has given us to enjoy. And there are just so few people that do this. Even in the summertime, we may cross 4 or 5 people on the whole trail. Very few cars in the parking lot, which is telling me there's not many people on the trail. But it's just one of those things where people just, I don't know if it's called laziness. And I understand people with physical inabilities where they can't do stuff like this. I get that. But for the most part, I think people just rather sit in a warm house and watch TV, and boy, I'll tell you, not me. I'm a retired pest control operator. I had a 40-year career. I was able to work for a national company for 23 years, and then I was on my own almost 18 years. And I truly had a career that was fun every day. I started out in service, doing commercial accounts, and I went into residential sales and service, and then God gifted me with sales talents. I give him the glory. That I was able to do very well in sales over the years. I got to travel a lot of the world when I was working for a national company. You win these superstar trips, which is really cool.